can't do no small talk, no small talk. I can't do it, it's confusing. If I cared about you, I would been checked up on how you doing. I see you and you see me, it's amusing. Hey, ask about my music, knowing that you listen to it. Yeah, you must think I'm done.
Minor interruption of the video you are now watching. It has been brought to my attention that we have more stock of these King hoodies. Barra Wagon hoodies. Look at that. Ooh. Head over to our website, check out the new merch, and jump on it. There you go, guys.
Back here on the Keep It Reet YouTube channel. As you may have seen in the last one, got a bit damaged.
The wagon has been binned. If you haven't seen the last video, you can go check it out. Jason drove Hi-Tec Round 3 and absolutely killed it. But yeah, the final battle for first or second place, things didn't go as we would have liked, and the wagon's been put into a wall at quite a lot of speed. It's pretty sad. She was pretty beautiful beforehand. The other side is still gorgeous. Ooh. Do a bit of a walk around, assess the damage. We haven't had a proper look yet, so we're not sure what we're going to find just yet. There's definitely a few things standing out to us. I guess we'll start in the front end, eh, Rory? Yeah. So, I think first and foremost, front bash bar has been pushed in. So this was originally made out of pretty weak tube, so it kind of does just push in instead of bending things you don't want to bend. So that's been pushed in, hit the cooler piping. So that'll need to be fixed up and looked over. We'll pull the front bar off and suss it out now. And there you have it. So pushed in there. Fortunately didn't hit the power steering cooler. Hitting the cooler piping there a bit. Oh, so it's bent here, which is like where the roll cage joiners are. It's quite interesting because they're made for roll cages, yet. I mean, then again, I did grind the welds all back, but yeah, it's just cracked there. It's interesting. So you wouldn't want that holding your roll cage together, but...
No, you probably wouldn't grind it down.
No, you wouldn't grind your welds back, yeah, but that's that. Moving around, we can see the front wheel tub's been pushed in, probably from the wheel. She pushed in and hitting the cooler piping a bit here, so a little bit of something in there, but should be able to push that out. Push that out a little bit. Rails and everything seems pretty good. Got a lot of bars of support, so there's a solid bar joining the rails. There's the roll cage comes through and connects to the strut towers, which definitely is convenient. And I just did make this sway bar as well before the event.
Sway bar.
Strut bar. Not sure that really contributed too much, but
honestly, I think it's because if you come down here, you can see the knuckle has separated.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, so basically that probably would have popped straight away, which has stopped anything else being pushed, like the rail and everything like that.
Yeah,
if that didn't pop, all the force would have went, because that's solid, would have all went and maybe done some more damage.
So it looks like that will repair pretty easily, because Stewie at Acostal makes it with this sort of aligning thing, so it clicks together and then gets welded. We'll be able to re-weld that pretty easily.
But we might keep that one as a spare.
Yeah, possibly use it as a spare. Moving forward, cosmetically,
trashed.
Flares held up alright. Obviously thicker than the guard material. It's pretty ripply through here. Potentially look at just popping these dints out and saving this guard, because otherwise we'll have to do the flare again. F1 style carbon fibre mirror, destroyed. Like 500 bucks for a pair of them, so that's king. Door.
Doesn't really work.
Isn't much of a door anymore. So that'll get replaced, pretty straightforward there. The door card
still mint.
Is savable, and it's probably worth 3 times as much as the door themselves, so that's always good. Seems as though we got a little bit of damage through here, so this is raised up here, bit of tappity tap tap. get it back down. And obviously, yeah, the pillar has pushed in and touched the roll cage down here. I think there's like
That door doesn't work.
So I think there was like a 4mm gap or something between this and the intrusion bar. So thankfully the cage is made really tight, so nothing really had too much room to shift. So shout out to Grubby at 21 for the cage. Windscreen's a little bit cracked, so it's a $500 windscreen, which
I don't think we can get another.
kind of hurts. V8 supercar spec with the Mister wires ran through it. So that's good. Put a sticker over that, and don't tell screwed new.
But it's probably bent in a little bit there, obviously. That's why it's cracked.
So I definitely have to be pulling some panels off and assessing a bit deeper.
The chrome trim got damaged too. I'd say that's probably the mirror as it's gone.
Little buff out.
Smacked it.
The side skirt, potentially savable, to be honest.
Jesse's fiberglass.
It's, yeah, fiberglass are up. It's a drift car, so you know, don't get too carried away there. We'll keep going around. So yeah, this door is a bit smushed. We'll put the clip in here of what actually happened. So basically, yeah, moving at a good speed, whole car sideways into a tyre wall. It's pretty brutal. Thankfully, Jason came out of it pretty good.
Yeah, he walked away from it, so that's always a good thing.
Bit of a sore neck. The whiplash looked intense. If the car went head first or it was a concrete wall, things definitely would have been a bit of a different story.
He did hit rear first though. If you slow the video down, you'll see him hit the rear and then it like swings the front in.
Thankfully,
That probably helps.
he's got some decent safety equipment in this thing. I think if I was in my car, me and my chair would have gone flying out the window. But yeah, we'll try and push that out because this, obviously, it does have a bit of the flare on it. I don't really want to have to do that again. Is what it is. We'll see how we go pushing this out and how far we want to go with it. Definitely want to get this thing looking nice again because it was such a good looking car. It'd be a shame to not bring it back to its former glory.
Yeah,
I reckon.
The other side, it's Mickey Mouse.
But it is a drift car, so you know. Moving back, the tank in the rear end. Bash bar did its job. Tail light is pretty good. That should pop out half decently. It's pushed in there. It pulled the flare in a little bit, so try to pop that out a bit. A lot of popping out going on. Bit of smacking and popping, and
What I'm interested to see.
we'll get it in the air.
Yeah, the panhard rod.
Yeah, we'll
We're
get it
lucky.
in the air.
This bash bar has done a lot because there's actually a bar that goes straight through to the chassis behind it. So if it gets hit there, it just slides along, but if it gets a direct hit sideways, it won't like push in.
Definitely gonna have to get in the air and see how she looks underneath. Everything else isn't too bad.
No,
The bars are pretty savable.
The rear hatch still works perfectly. Just shuts as it should.
That's all lined up, still pretty good. Bit of bog chipping out there. Chase got bog jobs. See if we can get this door open. Why is it stuck?
I don't.
Oh, you can't open the inside handle because the cage is there. Well, that's going to be fun.
That's.
I'm gonna have to get the door cut off and kick the door straight before we can open it.
I think it's actually broken the
Doesn't
mechanism.
feel like
inside.
it's doing much in there, does it?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's broken the mechanism inside. That's not going to help.
Moving on. If you come over this side, you can see it's curved. That's what it's supposed to look like, minus the rear bar. Yeah, big shout out to Mini's Paint and Panels. I think we're going to be calling that number. See what he can do. Well, we're going to play around with it. Suss out all the mechanical first. Once we get stuck cosmetically, probably going to be hitting up Mini's Paint and Panels, I reckon. We'll lift it up and have a look. Alright, she's in the air, and at first glance, she's cooked. Nah, everything looks pretty good, to be honest. Nothing standing out at the moment. Definitely once we fix that knuckle in the front, we'll take it down to Marcus at Traction Tyres and more and get it on the aligner and just confirm
The chassis isn't bent.
everything's good. It's pretty solid. If you come in here, you can see one of the the fuel cell bar I put in between the rails there holds the rails pretty straight, and then there's this bar on the bash bar that obviously definitely played a big part. Don't know. Can't English.
There's no kinks or anything in it.
They're pretty brick. It's a tank. Thankfully it was tyres. But it's definitely hit it pretty hard.
Also damage report. Clutch is toast. Gone. We thought we fixed the issue with the slave, but we didn't.
Yes, what was wrong with the slave?
It wasn't going back far enough. So I think the clutch is worn excessively and the fingers on the pressure plate come out. And the slave wasn't going back far enough, so it wasn't completely engaging, and it's just like, it would have just glazed over all the clutch plates. We took it down to a machine shop to try and like get it back further, got it all back in, went out, and it's still going, so it's, clutch. That's a write-off. It's also, the slave's also leaking.
Slave and rear main, probably.
Yeah.
The dump pipe is cooked once again.
Yeah.
Saw that coming. So rumour has it, titanium is supposed to be a few feet back from turbos because they just can't handle the heat. Yeah, probably for me. So the dump pipe, flexi pipe's been like warping and expanding, and originally I replaced it and put a solid mount down at the bottom to sort of, for the nowhere to be for the flexi to expand. Instead it like starts to like banana out and do weird things.
Yeah, we couldn't actually get the bolt back in when we did the gearbox.
It's like it's just gone full cooked it. Bit of a shame. And the screamer pipes are like, got a mind of their own. They're like a living organism with how much they move around. So probably going to delete the flexi out of the dump pipe, I think, and just raw dog it with no flexi or something. Possibly put one in down here somewhere. Maybe just put one in here, so if the rear end of the exhaust cops are whacked, then it doesn't put a heap of strain on the back of the turbo, and restore this solid mount here to protect the back of the turbo, because we don't want to be ripping the turbo in half if something happens to the exhaust. Control arm looks alright.
Everything looks good. Like normally, like this powder coat and stuff like that will chip if it gets like a slight kink or crease or something in it, and it's all good. So that wheel hit Dale's, so it's probably bent that, and that's why the steering's all funky too.
Yeah, so
the steering was not straight.
This wheel hit Dale which is like what basically sent him off. Jay's got a bit hot and heavy on the chase and didn't leave enough room for the transition. Looks like he's bent this bolt again. But looking on the bright side of things, the cooler clamp didn't come off, so that's okay.
I'd say we're going to replace this silicone nut because that's on some ghetto angles because of the bar. Just watch your head there because that may drop. There you can actually see where he's smacked his head pretty hard. It's all there, and there's mark there.
Definitely goes to show that using decent safety and protective equipment definitely doesn't go astray. Like solid seat and rails, nice zoo harnesses that kept him where he needed to be. Awesome. Nice cage, definitely comes in handy. So yeah, don't skimp out on your safety gear, kids. Alright, so that's the basic breakdown of the damage report. One like equals one prayer, so smack the like button, hit that subscribe button, lift the moods a bit, share the video around. Yeah, anyway, bit of a short one, thought we'd fill you guys in on the actual damage report of the wagon, and stay tuned because we're going to be getting this thing looking Mickey Mouse again. Round 4 of Hi-Tec at Queensland Raceway is in, don't know, soon-ish. Second in the championship now, potentially. Hey,
We'll put it up on the screen.
we'll put it on the screen. He's probably seen pretty hard. So he took home second place, so good on him. Did some sick driving, and we'll get this thing fixed up and get back out there. The Barra still loves it, so hats off to the Barra. But I think I'd rather a rod out of the block than this.
It'd be much easier to fix. Or like a broken gearbox or something. Heaps easier. Replace.
That's alright.
Straight. Firewall looks straight too. That's good.